And more than the moment, the day, nay, the whole week, was dramatic in the history of local musical enterprise. It had occurred to somebody in Hanbridge about a year before that since York, Norwich, Hereford, Gloucester, Birmingham, and even Blackpool had their music festivals, the Five Towns too ought to have its musical festival. The Five Towns possessed a larger population than any of these centres, save Birmingham, and it was notorious for its love of music. Choirs from the Five Towns had gone to all sorts of places, such as Brecknock, Aberystwyth, the Crystal Palace, and even a place called Hull, and had come back with first prizes, cups and banners, for the singing of choruses and part songs. There were 3, or at least 2.5, rival choirs in Hanbridge alone. Then, also, the brass band concerts were famously attended. In the Five Towns, the number of cornet players is scarcely exceeded by the number of public houses. Hence the feeling, born and fanned into lustiness at Hanbridge, that the Five Towns owed it to its self-respect to have a music festival like the rest of the world. Men who had never heard of Wagner, men who could not have told the difference between a sonata and a sonnet to save their souls, men who spent all their lives in manufacturing teacups or china doorknobs, were invited to guarantee £5 apiece against possible loss on the festival, and they bravely and blindly did so. The conductor of the largest Hanbridge choir, being appointed to conduct the preliminary rehearsals of the festival chorus, had an acute attack of self-importance, which, by the way, almost ended fatally a year later. Double-crown posters appeared magically on all the hoardings, announcing that a festival, consisting of 3 evening and 2 morning concerts, would be held in the Alexandra Hall at Hanbridge on the 6th, 7th and 8th of November, and that the box plan could be consulted at the principal stationers. The Alexandra Hall contained no boxes whatever, but box plan was the phrase sacred to the occasion and had to be used, and the festival more and more impregnated the air and took the lion's share of the columns in the Staffordshire Signal. Every few days the Signal reported progress, even to intimate biographical details of the singers engaged and of the composers to be performed, together with analyses of the latter's works. And at last the week itself had dawned in exhilaration and excitement, and early on the day before the opening day, John Marazzi, the renowned conductor, and Herbert Milwain, the renowned leader of the orchestra, and the renowned orchestra itself, all arrived from London. And finally, sundry musical critics arrived from the offices of sundry London dailies. The presence of these latter convinced an awed population that its festival was a real festival, and not a local make-believe, and it also tranquilized in some degree the exasperating and disconcerting effect of a telegram from the capricious Countess of Chell, who had taken 6 balcony seats, and was the official advertised high patroness of the festival, announcing at the last minute that she could not attend.